Hello everyone, today's our project is about air pollution particles, gases and their sources. Today's presenters are A.Moldir&Zh, Жолдасова Nurshat, Alibek and A.Moldir&Zh. So let's start our project with the introduction of air pollution, one of the most global environmental problems. So what is air pollution? Air pollution is the presence of harmful substance in the atmosphere and can impact human health and also the environment. And these pollutants can be natural or anthropogenic. Anthropogenic means that these pollutants made from human activity. And also here shown different kinds of pollutants like carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, and the sulfur dioxide. So the next, here I want to explain about air pollution classification. Air pollution is generally classified into particulate matter and gaseous pollutants. What is particulate matter? Particulate matter is made of tiny solids or liquid particles in the air, and some of these particles are so small that we can't see them, but they enter our lungs and causes breathing problems. And about their sizes, here shown two sizes of particulate matter, PM10 and PM2.5. These two particulate matters are most harmful particulate matters because they can go deep into our lungs and also even our blood. And about the gaseous pollutants. Gaseous pollutants are dangerous gases in the atmosphere. For example, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, and the sulfur dioxides, which come directly from cars, factories, and burning fields. And about other gases like ozone. Ozone is formed in the air when the sunlight reacts with the pollutants, and all of these gases are harmful not only for health and also for the environment. And about this I will explain in the next slide. Here shown importance of studying air pollution. Understanding of air pollution is essential for three main reasons shown here. First one is health implications, environmental impact, and the chemical process. And about the health implications, air pollution can cause breathing issues, heart disease, and also lung cancer. These dangerous particles in the air harm for our bodies, especially for the bodies of children and older people. And the second one is about environmental impact. Air pollution is also harmful for the environment. For example, sulfur dioxide is caused acid rain, which kills plants. And the last one is chemical process. Some of these particles in the air change to new and more harmful particles when they are mixed in the atmosphere. For example, nitrogen oxide and the gases from the car are reacted with the sunlight, which forms the smoke, which is also harmful for the environment and also the humans. So that's all.
Now I will talk about the primary and secondary air pollutants. Primary air pollutants are those that emitted directly, and they include the carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, particulate matters, heavy metals, and the volatile organic compounds. The first is carbon monoxide. It's a result of the incomplete combustion of organic matter, and it's a precursor of carbon dioxide and the ozone. Also, it's a flammable gas that can be toxic to people even in small concentrations. The next is sulfur dioxide. It reaches the atmosphere mainly as a consequence of human activities, such as burning of coal and the oil. And the main danger is a subsequent transformation into sulfuric acid by reacting with with the water molecules and the oxygen molecules in the atmosphere to cause the acid rain. The next is nitrogen oxides. It includes the nitric oxide and the nitrogen dioxide. The main source is motorized vehicles, and they cause the smoke. Also, they transform into nitric acid to form acid rain. And when they fall to the ground in the form of acid rain, they can irritate the airways and the eyes, also cause the decay of monuments and the statues. The last one is volatile organic compounds. Is formed by hydrocarbons in a gaseous state at room temperature. They give rise to photochemical oxidants such as ozone. In the secondary air pollutants, they not emitted directly. Their origin lies in the interaction between the primary air pollutants. The most known example is tropospheric ozone. They formed by reacting the volatile organic compounds with nitrogen oxides in the presence of sunlight. They can be more dangerous than stratospheric ozone, which protect our planet from the damage of the sun. They cause the respiratory problems, eye irritation, also have negative effect on environment. For example, they destroy the crops and the plants as it slows the photosynthesis process. The absorption reduce the absorption of carbon dioxide by the plant. And then now I will talk about the main sources of air pollution. Human-made sources include the backyard fires, wood-burning stoves, and from industry power plants, industrial facilities, dry cleaners. They release the smoke and the chemicals into the atmosphere, and the diesel vehicles, pickups, vans release the exhaust gases such as carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides. And the next is natural sources. It includes the dust, usually areas of land with little or no vegetation. Also methane emitted by the digestion of food by animals, especially by cattle, and smoke, carbon monoxide that is released from wildfire, especially during active wildfire. The smoke released by wildfire account the 75% of all air pollution by concentration. And the last is volcanic eruption. They also release the sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, and the other chemicals such as ash particulates and the chlorine. So next, the Mulder will talk about the effects of air pollution.
The environmental effects of air pollution: greenhouse gases like carbon monoxide and methane trap heat, causing global temperature rise, and extreme weather like heat waves, hurricanes, and droughts, and the acid rain. Sulfur dioxide and the nitrogen oxide mix with rain to forming acid rain, and it will be harm to soil and the water bodies and forests and the buildings. And third is ozone layer depletion. Pollutants like chlorofluorocarbons break down ozone layer molecules, and it will be increases ultraviolet radiation and leading to skin cancer and environmental damage. And one of the example of this, the Arctic warming nearly 4 times faster than the rest of planet due to the air pollution. And the next page is health impacts of air pollution. The respiratory diseases. The air pollution can exacerbate respiratory conditions like asthma, bronchitis, and COPD. And the next, cardiovascular diseases. Exposure to air pollution increase the risk of heart attacks and strokes and other cardiovascular diseases. And the next, cancer. Long-term exposure to air pollution has been linked to an increased risk of lung cancer and the other type of cancer. And the neurological disorders. Air pollution can affect cognitive function, like impairing memory, attention span, and learning abilities. And the next page is monitoring and the measuring of air pollution. The air quality index is in understanding pollution levels, and AQI measure pollutants like PM2.5, PM10, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, and the sulfur dioxide, and the ozone. And it color-coded scale to color-coded green to red. It helps government issues to health alerts. And one of the example of this, global example of this, Los Angeles, USA regularly monitor the issue Spay the Air alert, advising them people to stay indoors on smog days. And the next, watching pollution from space. Satellites are orbiting Earth scan pollution levels across entire continents, and they detect smoke, wildfires, industrial emissions, and the greenhouse gases. And one of the example of this, air visual and the Prism Matter, the apps that provide real-time AQI measures updates in worldwide. And Plum Labs Flow is a wearable device that detects your personal pollution exposure throughout the day. And the next page is how to reduce pollution. The verse teach solution filters and the scrubbers. Factories use scrubbers to remove harmful gases from the gases before releasing air, and the HAPA filters is in vehicles and industries help trap fine particles. And laws policies, Clean Air Acts. The government set emission limits for industrial and vehicles. Clean Air Acts enforce stricter pollution control and promote renewable energy. And daily habits, use public transport and save energy. And carpooling and the public transport to reduce vehicle emissions. And turning off unused electronics lowers fossil fuels consumption.
Thank you, Mulder. The next slide about the case studies in the world. Here were some real-life examples of air pollution and how people are working to fix it. One example is of China, Beijing. In the past, factories and the cars caused a lot of pollution in the air. To solve this, the government made up strict rules to reduce pollution from factories and the vehicles. They also started using cleaner energy and set air quality standard. Because of these efforts, the air Beijing has improved. Another example of Los Angeles, USA, the city had a big problem with smoke. In the 1970s, they created a Clean Air Act, allowed to control pollution from the cars factories. Over time, this helped reduce smoke, making LA the great examples for other cities trying to improve their air. Okay, the next slide about future direction, new technologies, carbon capture and storage, CSS, and the clean energy, using technologies to capture carbon dioxide and shifting to renewable energy source like solar and wind will help reduce pollution. The next picture about global cooperation. Fighting air pollution requires international arrangement like a Paris Climate Arrangement and sharing technologies and knowledge between countries. With conclusion about air pollution is bad for our health and the environment. It comes from factories, cars, and burning fuels. To fix this, we need to cleaner energy, better rules, and less pollution. This will make this air safer for everyone. The next references. Thank you for attention. Goodbye.